You will drown in eternal night.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to another episode of Kombat Talks Blood. Today we have another special guest. He is also a fellow YouTuber, SanoJ D Gaming. Sano, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
I am very delighted. What a guan. I'm just very delighted to be here with you, Casey, as your honored guest to talk about the game and what it involves. As Casey mentioned, I'm also a YouTuber and I've been playing MK Mobile for quite a long time now. I would consider myself a veteran. Almost 3 years to be exact.
3 years of gaming, well, that is not bad at all. But well, how about you tell us a little bit about how you started with your channel? I just checked and I think your first video came out like 7 months ago, so that's still quite brand new. You already passed the first 100 subscriber hurdle. How are things going on your channel and what are you planning? Where are you going with your channel next?
That's a very good question. I after playing the game for some time, I decided that, hey, why not go ahead and start a channel and do some fun stuff while playing MK Mobile, share your knowledge with beginners of the game or players of the game and make it fun, because I'm a fun type of person. The channel has been growing steadily. It can be a little frustrating sometimes, especially when you put out content, and because the competition is very stiff out there, especially with these big content creators. Sometimes you get overlooked, but I'm still doing my job. Eventually it will pay off. I enjoy creating videos. I enjoy adding the little fun and drama and saying crazy stuff just to make people laugh, Yes, sometimes some of these YouTubers, you're the exception, Casey. I love your content. It can be a little drag, but yeah, that's my kind of stuff.
Well, I wouldn't call myself a big YouTuber either, so...
And you're getting there. You're getting there.
Hoping so. Thank you. Well, today we got a few topics to discuss, and I would say we are starting directly with 3.0s just to hear your take. We don't really have to make this segment super long because basically I touched on that 3.0 update already with Man With No Game 45 and GGG in earlier podcasts. But just to have your takes, for example, how do you like Survivor mode? How did you like the Nightmare Tower? Why was the Tower of Horror so short? MK11 Noob Cyborg, Cold War Scarlet all together in one bulk. What are your thoughts on that update?
Well, 3.0 was a really big update. I really was looking forward to the excitement that was hyped up on Twitter and on Facebook about 3.0. They said there are a lot of changes coming, and I think one of the developers said on Twitter that we're not ready for it. To be honest, I wasn't ready for what they were bringing, basically. Survivor mode, I think it's a good addition to the game. At the same time, a bad addition. It's more geared towards veterans, and I like that. And I like the fact that you can gain points and all that stuff. But it makes it a little bit difficult, especially when you're forced to play to make points. I think the previous faction war system is much better. You get more for what you work for. This one, somehow I don't like the reward system. You can basically work your butt off for 20 mil and get some crappy card or some sellback. And especially if you're an Android user, that makes it even worse. Seems like the Android system is so hacked for the game.
Just jumping in, you are on Android too, right?
Yes, I'm an Android.
Okay.
So the survivor mode, it's a bittersweet thing for me.
Yeah, I totally have to agree with you there. I've already criticized the survivor mode inside out. I don't like the entire thing. Just the fact that we have to repair the gear for our blood rubies and then of course not getting the necessary points in the regular faction wars and literally being forced to play survivor mode if we want to rank a little bit higher in the leaderboard. Although most of us don't even really bother anymore and just go all the way to champion and then stop there. Because, as you said it, we can make 10-15 million points and then we get a sellback for ratio. No thanks.
Yeah, I remember my first 6 seasons was so disappointed because I'm saying to myself, why play this game and go all the way up to Master or Grandmaster just for a sellback? And as you mentioned, the repair of the gear and all that stuff, it's just a waste of blood rubies because at the end of the day, you're not guaranteed anything. It's a total waste of rubies if you're not guaranteed anything at the end.
Absolutely. And also I constantly find that it's just like a retread of a relic hunt. It's basically just a tower where the health carries over, and then you don't even get the guaranteed diamond at the end, but therefore you have to deal with revenants and bone shields and hackers. It's not fun. I never liked survivor mode.
I totally agree with you on that one, Casey. You also mentioned the nightmare tower.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Would you say it was a nightmare?
It was a complete nightmare. If there was ever a time I thought that NRS had the opportunity to step up and show that they really cared about the community, it was for the nightmare tower. And I think the drop rates were horrible.
Basically like in every tower.
Basically like in every tower. There was no improvement in the drop rate. And the bugs, man. I don't even remember the battles, but I remember
184, 186.
184, 186. There were, for the entire run of that tower, that bug was never fixed. They gave us a patch update to fix what? I don't know.
The patch update only fixed 186, so that was the bug with Scarlet, where basically you started breathing fire after she suddenly performed the Scorpion brutality.
Right.
That one was fixed, but the Terminator one in 184 never got fixed.
I would have preferred if they fixed the Terminator bug and left the other one. Trust me, it would have made a lot of sense. That particular battle of 186 caused a lot of players a lot of problem, and they lost a lot of battles because of that. And it was there for so long. It's not gonna take anything for NRS to just say, let's take down the game for a few hours or at least a day to fix that.
No.
And it showed the level of incompetence, and I think it was basically more geared towards us basically buying gears, the money making thing or something. So I was real disappointed in that. Plus, for the Nightmare Tower, I'm not really a big fan of the, let's say, what we got again? We got some Circle of Shadow characters.
We got the Circle of Shadow in the Tower of Horror, and we got the Nightmare team in the Nightmare Tower.
I am not a big fan of Nightmare characters, sorry. For all the difficulties that they put us through for the Nightmare Tower, I wanted something better, so I was very disappointed.
Yeah, just see it from my side. I had both of them maxed. All my Circle of Shadow characters and all my Nightmare characters were maxed out. I had nothing but, in best case, some gear. And I didn't even get this stupid demon bat. And I really wanted it. As silly as it is, I wanted to have it and I didn't even get it.
He looks impressive when you don't have him, but to be the demon bat, it's not all that. It's not all that.
Well, the next thing, I already mentioned it, we also had the Tower of Horror up, which was in duration very, very short. It was literally just a quick stopping by for Halloween. Did you play the first Halloween Tower?
Yes.
The Tower of Horror, I mean?
No, I didn't play the first Tower of Horror.
Oh, okay.
I think I played it, but not extensively. I played around 2 rounds because of how busy I was and how uninteresting MK Mobile had become at that time. So I only played 2 and got 2 copies of Cabal.
Who unfortunately was taken away as a reward. We didn't even get him anymore, which was very sad. I was really hoping that he would at least stay the reward, because then we could have maxed him out at the end.
I think that was really messed up. Because I was looking forward to getting a couple more copies of Cabal after seeing how great of a player he was. He's basically the best Cabal in the game, and he can basically take out a single team by himself.
Yeah.
So I was really looking forward to getting Cabal. When I saw the Tower of Horror, I only played it twice this time again because the drop rates were horrible. I didn't get any rare or epic pieces to all that from that tower. So after doing 2 runs, I decided to just call it quits because it was basically nothing.
Oh. And what's your take on the new characters that came with 3.0, namely MK11, Noob Saibot, and Cold War Scarlet?
I think Noob Saibot is awesome.
Minus the bugs, of course.
You know, Casey, that I am not a fan favorite of NetherRealm characters, but I really like his passive where he gives Death Mark, which prevents resurrection, basically to a Jason or let's say Strike Force team or Terminator, which I hate so much, as you call him, the Tin Man.
The Tin Can, yeah.
Yeah, Tin Can. Or what I really like about Noob Saibot is the fact that I love his shadow and I love that Teleslam.
Yeah, even though technically it would have to be a special one of Ermac. The Teleslam actually belongs to Ermac and he was teaching that one to Kenshi. It's kind of weird to see it on Noob Saibot.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it's special. I love his special too. For Noob, the only disappointment with Noob is his brutality. I think his brutality sucks.
Yeah, it was basically voted by all of us least favorite. From all the brutalities we had, we ranked Noob Saibot last all through the board. Everybody was not impressed with that. And also that feeling seems to be very mutual if we look at other fellow Twitter users or Facebook users. Nobody is really much of a fan of Noob Saibot's brutality.
They have all right to be, I don't blame them. But I think Noob is really good, especially on an MK level team, and we see especially in boss fights where he can be really annoying when you block attacks, basically.
Or when you perform specials on him while he blocks.
That's correct. So I like him. I haven't played him much because I'm not a big fan of NetherRealm characters, but I like him. As soon as I get him to a good fusion, I'll start playing him a lot more. Cold War Scarlet, you mentioned.
Yep.
She is a beast, especially with that Crimson Shield when she's below, I think it's 30% of her health.
Yeah.
And the reflecting of the damage, her special 2, which is I just love the animation and the health regen that she gets from that. It's just out of this world. I think she has taken over from Sonya in some sense. But I love Cold War Scarlet. It's just a pity I haven't got a single copy of her.
Oh, you don't have her yet?
No.
My main problems with Cold War Scarlet is number 1, the basics. They are not as smooth as with Assassin Scarlet or MK11 Scarlet, so you have to be way more thorough on the timing. And the next point is that you cannot just jump in and execute a special 2, basically knock out your opponent. Because if the special 2 is blocked, it has no effect, you will not get regen, and you will not KO. The same goes for the special 1, which is the same with Assassin and MK11 Scarlet as well. So that's another non-KO attack. So it means like even when the opponent is low on health, you cannot just jump in and perform a special 2. Because if it's blocked, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, conditions apply.
Well then let's move on to update 3.1, that which we already kind of mentioned a little bit. I call it the non-bug fix update, because literally all it did was fixing the 186 and some things that nobody had issues with.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Casey, it's a big disappointment that there's so many bugs in the game. I think at one point we have more than 50 or 60 bugs in the game right now.
Yeah, probably.
And with every update, with new characters being presented and whatever improvements they've made, there is another bug. And I think NRS needs to give the community some justice by fixing all these bugs before you add any new characters. That will make the game more enjoyable and more people will gravitate toward the game and actually enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, you just need to look at Noob Saibot. Ever since his release, he has bugs on Special 1 and 2. 3.1 didn't fix any of that. They actually said they are about to fix that problem here with the quest mode, that you cannot use specific characters. And even despite that bug fix update, and it was specifically stated, it didn't fix that issue either.
Yes, it did not fix that issue. I find that especially when I'm doing my 8-hour quest at night, especially if I try to use MK level Sub-Zero on, I think, quest 75. Yeah, it doesn't work. That bug is still in the game.
Yeah. So that's why I call it the non-bug fix update. But on the other hand, we now got a glimpse of MK11 Shang Tsung. And also that classic Noob Saibot is somehow in the game, even though not available at all. I mean, he doesn't even show up as unowned character yet. That might be coming with another update, I assume. MK11 Shang Tsung only was there behind the paywall. And of course, if you were very lucky that you just got him as a random drop from somewhere.
I was very excited when I saw MK11 Shang Tsung. I think MK11 Shang Tsung is long overdue.
Absolutely.
I remember on a specific podcast that they had, they said they were working on MK11 Shang Tsung, and I could have sworn that we would have gotten him in that same year, based on how they were hyping him up. And we voted for him on a poll last year on their Discord server, and we got him.
Finally.
And when we got him, he's in paid packs. We still don't know how we're going to get him outside of pack as yet.
Yeah, basically everybody's just saving souls now, waiting for that pack to come out.
I guess I'm doing the same, but it's kind of disappointing. You know, you hype up a character, he comes out. Well, he's not here as yet because we can only get him through packs. I think there was a message sent out recently where they stated we could get him through a pack, and he was nowhere in the pack. It was a Christmas pack. Yeah, but I'm glad he's in the game. I love his design. I love this character. I love his passive, especially the heal, the vampirism on special too.
Yeah.
I love his fire skulls. I love his fire skulls. That's his special one. The only disappointing thing I have about Shang Tsung is that he doesn't have an X-ray.
Although, didn't they say that they will deliver that in a later update?
Yeah, but come on, let's be fair here, Casey.
Yeah.
They had 3 entire years to work on that. What were you doing all that time?
Technically, they had 5.
5, right. We haven't gotten any good updates since 2.0. The game has been a complete mess.
Yeah.
In my opinion. They haven't given us any new gold cards, or gold challenge cards, I should say. The ones they gave us, they upgraded them to diamond cards eventually.
Yeah.
There are no new challenges. The challenges have been repeated. It's just towers that we've gotten. What could you have been doing in such a lengthy period of time that you couldn't have gone ahead to make Shang Tsung absolutely ready for us?
Yeah.
His X-ray and everything. I'm totally disappointed with that. But apart from that, as I stated, I love the fact that he gets to shapeshift into any character that he wants. I love his special too. He's a pain in the butt, especially in boss battles.
Indeed.
But I like Shang Tsung.
Although the funny thing is, every time when I'm facing a boss battle and he morphs into one of my characters, I find it actually easier to deal with than with him himself. Because his special 2 would be unblockable, than the vampirism, you know, like once he does that with my characters, then I'm kind of safe. If he would not morph into these characters, you know, then he would be way more dangerous.
I tell you, and also, if he's on an MK level team, you know that and they kill us, there's a 15% heal or restoration of their health.
Yeah.
So I think he's really good in an MK level team, especially for health regen and so forth. But I think he's the best diamond character we've got, apart from Noob. It's just that we need to know how we're going to get him. Are we going to get him through a tower itself? Or is it going to be like a classic reptile or Shao Kahn event? Or is it just straight packs? Or I think they're probably going to ship him around with Noob Saibot in Faction Wars every season.
Possible.
Like they did with MK level Scorpion and what's his name again? Sub-Zero.
Mm.
Yeah.
You mean your favorite character? What's his name again?
The brain. I'm getting old.
I hear ya. And what's your take on classic Noob Saibot? I mean, so far we only have seen him as an opponent in the tower.
Classic Noob. I love his design, like his looks. I love his special one, but it has its conditions where you have to, because I've seen some videos of him on YouTube. His special one has to be not blocked, unblockable.
Yeah.
Or the opponent has to not block in order for it to be effective.
Exactly.
But I like that 10 seconds where you can do some damage. Special 2 seems cool.
Kind of looks like the classic Sub-Zero thing that you just can do it over and over again. And it also seems like we have the bug on classic Sub-Zero now because of classic Noob.
As I said before, when the NRS makes 1 step forward and they make 2 steps backward.
No.
They need to fix that. But he's a cool character. His X-Ray is the same as Diamond Noob.
Mm.
And I hope he'll be a challenge character. But I like his gameplay so far, based on what I've seen.
Then let's move on to the Cold War Tower, the tower that we all are playing right at the moment, up and down basically, in constant repeat mode as we do with all the towers. How do you like the Cold War Tower so far?
That tower, in my honest opinion, it's a bittersweet thing. It's my worst tower to date. Every other tower, apart from the previous tower of Hour, I've completed about 8 times or whatever the max amount of times is. The drop rate, horrible, Casey. It is horrible, atrocious. I've played 400 and something battles and no rare or epic random drops. The drop rate for me is horrible. It's not encouraging. I thought they would have given us 2 towers, because in previous towers they would have given us a normal tower and a difficult tower.
Mm.
And in the normal tower at battle 110 you would have been guaranteed an epic or
The rare. The rare was a guaranteed.
Yes, the rare was guaranteed. And to know that we got a Cold War tower, nothing of that sort, and the drop rate is so atrocious on you. I know for you it has been great.
Surprisingly, I got 6 random drops plus the 2 epics from completing the tower, which makes 8 epics. I have never experienced that in any previous tower. Not even those who are kind of regarded in the highest standards, like the original very first Tower of Horror. I've never had 8 epics after just 2 runs.
I guess MK Mobile is making up to you for all those previous towers.
Probably, yeah.
Disappointing.
But therefore it doesn't really give me any rares. I only had 2 rare drops in the entire runs. Like the one was for Sonya's Brutality and the other one was this Telegreca thing.
Well, I guess before the tower ends you'll get those rares that you need. I hope you do. But on my end, I just stick that the tower, I like the challenge that it presents, and one of the things that I must give credit to NRS for is that they make the game interesting. It's not the same old. I like the fact that they keep presenting new challenges to us in the towers that they've come up with, because it helps you to think as a player what a strategy that I'm going to come up with, how I'm going to go through this. It also unfortunately puts, well, fortunately for them, unfortunate for us, puts more money in their pockets, because we players spend more money trying to get the gears to complete the tower.
Well, speaking of challenges, so let's directly jump into match 160, because I think most of our listeners will have their very fair share of experience with that one, at least before we figured out a system to get around this problem. And you also did a video using gold cards, I think, on that one?
Yes, I used 2 gold cards. I used Treacherous Tanya and I used Mournful Kitana. And I also used Fusion 7 Day of the Dead Jade to show how you can go about beating the battle. You know, Treacherous Tanya will basically disable Shang Tsung's equipment once she does a successful special. And then from there on, I just getting Day of the Dead Jade to just spam her special too and reflect everything that comes out at us, especially those missiles. They are killer.
Just thinking though, like if you use Treacherous Tanya and Day of the Dead Jade in the same team, wouldn't that be contradicting the point? I mean, when you use the shield reflect of Day of the Dead Jade, wouldn't you want those missiles to hit you, to deal as much damage to Shang Tsung as possible? So disabling them takes away that opportunity to deal damage.
Right. It does. But that battle took me, I think, 10 tries before, I saw everybody in the community complain about it and decided to just try something new. But that battle was a killer.
Yeah.
It was a killer. I think it's the hardest, or was the hardest battle in the tower before everyone came up with a solution. I think Man with No Game and the other guys in the community posted a video and everybody saw it and we all came up with something.
As I was going through that tower for the first time and I stopped at that match, I think I also kind of wasted like 10 tries. And I was just going in with my tower squad and was thinking like, what am I missing? There must be a way to defeat this. I'm using a strong diamond team. I'm using Classic Liu Kang, I'm using MK11 Jade, and I'm using Strike Force Scorpion, 3 of the best cards we have in the game. Why the hell do I need 10 tries to get through this match? And I didn't even go through that match. I literally needed Day of the Dead Jade.
Yeah, you need Day of the Dead Jade. And I think she's one of the most underrated characters in the game, but her special too is really awesome. And also the fact that when she's low on health, she can also get some health when she does that secret combo ender that we rarely see. But she's a really good character.
You mean the secret special too?
If you had her, yes, she's secret special too. If you have her fusion here, she's really valuable. But as you stated, that one battle 162, that 160, it was a real cracker, man.
Yeah,
real cracker.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those things that you just want to just throw your phone in a wall or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, then we also had match 182, and here I must say I was quite surprised because like usually on the higher levels I'm just going through with my stronger teams, and I just blasted that one away. And then after I've been there, I heard so many people saying like, oh, this match is so tough, and it's like, which one? Oh, I'm already past that. Who was there? Like who are the opponents? Because I didn't really feel the difficulty.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a difficulty for if you're a veteran player, or if you're probably an intermediate player, or if you're someone who thinks outside the box. Even if you do, it would have presented some challenge because of fact that I think it's regen. That battle has regeneration for health, and also you have dark magic, and we know that NetherRealm characters in this game, if apart from, let's say a Circle of Shadow Liu Kang, a Hellspawn Scorpion, a Noob Cybot, or I wouldn't rate Slasher Jason, so all that. They're not all that powerful or strong NetherRealm characters that we have in the game. We have also Circle of Shadow Kung Lao or Circle of Shadow Quan Chi. They aren't that powerful diamond NetherRealm characters that we have around, so it's going to be quite difficult, especially for that battle 182. It's very difficult, especially for a beginner. But as I stated, it's all a part of the plan of the MK Mobile for us to buy the equipment to surpass those battles. But I didn't have any difficulty with it because I had a good team. I used my MK level Scorpion, who to me, I still use him against Jade to demolish her anyways, even though she gets that fire dot heal. And I use my MK level Cabal, and I use my Sub-Zero to ensure they come back just in case anything happens. He's the insurance.
You play MK11 Sub-Zero in that one? Or Circle of Shadow?
MK level Sub-Zero.
Okay, so you are already taken into account that you have to deal with the dark magic.
Yeah. I don't put him inside the match. I just have him there just in case anything happens to Scorpion or anything happens to Cabal. They can come back once to just finish the match.
Well, I've been using Sub-Zero too, but I used Circle of Shadow and I just blasted them away. Lin Kuei Tower Gear with Kuai Liang's Scepter freezing them basically already
Yes.
with Liu Kang, tagging 2 Sub-Zero, 2 special ones, Jade out. And then just do the rest. Easy
No
peasy.
problem there.
No problem there. I was blasting through that in just a few seconds, and that's why I said like, I was so surprised that people had issues with that one. But on the other hand, if I just imagine I wouldn't have these characters and that gear, it's a challenge, yes, especially because when they open, I think, with MK11 Jade. And MK11 Jade as an opener in one of the higher matches is always a difficult task.
MK11 Jade is an annoying character. I think one of the most annoying characters inside the game.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, all Jades are annoying. They either, one of them vanishes and then retaliates. The other one reflects damage. That's the other dead Jade, and
Mhm.
then you have one that dodges and she
Retaliates.
basically retaliates and also gets regen from dots. So all these Jades are a pain. I think the secret though is to just tag her out, because once you get rid of the others, you'll be fine. Because for her, you're going to need special attacks.
Mm.
You're going to need special
Yeah.
attacks.
And the best is,
Preferably
of course, to
a
use
X-ray.
unblockable specials.
Yes, as you stated, it's best to use unblockable specials. But once you get rid of her and you take care of Noob, well, Noob can be a pain too.
Mm.
And the big thing about that match is that you can't power drain anyone.
True.
Because of MK11 Raiden's passive. So it's a real challenge. If you, as I stated, if you don't have the necessary equipment and necessary gear from previous towers, it's gonna be a pain.
Mm.
For beginners mostly, I really feel it because they haven't been done a lot of justice.
True. Well, then let's get directly into the gear and rewards. We already said like drop rates, so and so. On my side, pretty good in terms of epics, but let's just go into the gear pieces itself. Is there anything that stands out to you where you would say I would use that after the tower is over?
Yeah, I like the General's Father gun. I would use that after the tower.
Only on Sonya or in general on other characters too?
In general, on other characters as well.
Okay.
I prefer just for the unblockable chance on basic attack.
True.
Basically, and the 50% chance to apply. Well, let me not even go there because we're not even going to max out all that to get
That's true.
most of it. But the General Father's gun, I would use that. Let me see what else I'd use after the tower.
There we also have Missile Gap. I find it quite funny sometimes using it. I mean, mostly I'm just putting it on Sonya at the moment, but when I then play Cold War Sonya and she is stunned by somebody like Scorpion or something, and then Scorpion hits you, and then the missile takes him out for that, it's funny. Because you're still standing there totally dizzy, and basically the game took care of it.
Yeah, that's a very good equipment. I think one of the most annoying ones in the game currently because of how they've added to Shang Tsung mostly in the game battle 160. Yeah, but I think that's a very good equipment.
I also find it very annoying in survivor mode when people use that, because you just cannot cancel it out or so.
I haven't come across it in survivor mode. I guess I haven't been playing much of survivor mode of recent.
Yeah, but if you do, you just basically get hit. No matter if they do basics or you do basics, that thing can trigger. And even though it's just a very small percentage, like those rockets deal damage, especially on a maxed out character.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I hate it. I hate it.
Well, my personal favorite so far is Weather Warfare.
Weather Warfare on Sub-Zero.
Yes.
Is just awesome.
Especially with Brutality gear, because with that special combo ender, they end up frozen all the time if you can chain that 3 or 4 times in a row. You basically take out an entire character just with basic attacks.
I've tried it, and you rightly just said, once you have it on, the character remains frozen. I've tried it, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
With the Scepter and the other equipment, Brutality equipment there for Sub-Zero.
Yeah, you need them.
Awesome.
You need to combine those 3. Kuai Liang's Scepter, Kuai Liang's Bracers, and Weather Warfare.
I think it would work best with Cold War Sub-Zero though. Don't you think? Based on the fact that he always gets that frostbite on a special one. You think?
Yeah, you could do that, but that doesn't work if you're just going for combo enders.
No.
So, I mean, of course, the chance for combo enders is very high on Cold War Sub-Zero. Next best would be probably Circle of Shadow, which I use it most with. Just that lethal damage that he deals, even just on basic attacks, and then combo enders, you know, just like when that frozen ice ball from the combo ender hits lethal from COS Sub-Zero. Wow. You erase like half a health bar in just one go.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos. I think you did a video with it.
Yeah.
Your Circle of Shadow team with him, and I saw the damage. It was out of this world.
Yeah.
You basically took down the opponent with 3 hits.
Yeah.
Like it.
And my scepter is not even maxed. I think I have it on Fusion 6 or 7 or something. So there is still room for improvement if you would max that out in terms of damage.
Yes, there is, definitely. You can imagine how crazy it's gonna be when completely maxed. If we get the chance to max it out, that is.
Well, then, going past these matches and the overall Cold War Tower in general, would you say it's a fun tower to play? Would you like to have it return? Or do you think we're good on Cold War Tower, just never let it come back and give us something better?
I think the Cold War Tower is good. I think it's a really good tower. Apart from the fact that the drop rate's crappy, I think it's a tower I'd love to see coming back next year. As I stated to you before, I really don't mind NRs giving us challenges, things that will allow us to think or challenge us, because if you're just going to run through a tower, it's going to be mundane and boring. But if you're going to make something challenging, make it also
rewarding and especially fun.
And fun, right? Can't just be that everything is just going to be based around money for you. What about free-to-play players? I think the majority of the community is free-to-play.
Yeah.
And they need something too. So make it rewarding, man. Drop in some guaranteed equipment in between a couple matches, or
yeah,
if you when you reach further up, like between battle 180 to 200, drop in some equipment, man. And I think for the battle 200, I think they need to change up that system. Make something guaranteed.
Yeah.
If I have something maxed out already, it's not much fun to clear the tower and I'm gonna get a sell back in it.
Exactly.
But I'll bring it back with a few changes.
I always think like it would be way more fun if, like, in between, aside from match 200, that of course gives that guaranteed epic, that you would get like one random epic gear and one rare gear drop in between guaranteed. That can vary from match to match, you know, you might get it on match 30 or you get it on 183 or whatever. Just get that one epic for sure, and then the one reward from 200. So that every time when you complete a tower, that you would basically have 2 epics and at least 1 rare guaranteed. I think that would already solve most of the problems.
Yeah, that would solve most of the problems, but it would bore a hole in their pockets, so I don't think they're gonna do that.
I think their pockets are full enough.
You're right.
Like, what are they doing now? 2 million each month just from MK Mobile? When a mobile game brings in $2 million, I don't think that it's too much to ask for to give like an extra random epic drop in between a complete tower run of 200 matches.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I would love if they would have gone ahead to bring back the normal towers for beginners as well. Because beginners have hardly anything to play for nowadays.
No.
I know most of the changes that they're making recently are especially geared towards veterans, but hey, I was once a beginner. Make something fun for them, man.
Yeah.
Make it a little easy for them. Have them included. I know probably the reward won't be so exciting, but it will help the learners.
It would be still better than just like never-ending rain of coins.
Yeah. Oh, don't mention that, because that's all I've experienced in this current tower. Coins, and more coins.
Yeah, indeed. Or you get like level up cards for stuff that you don't even need anymore since years. Like bronze and silver level up cards, really? Like when you defeat match 180 or something, yeah. Do you really think that I still need a bronze level up card?
I've mentioned this previously in one of my videos that I do not see where or how you include bronze or silver level up cards in a tower.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. There's so many other events in the game that provides us with bronze level up cards, and we have over a zillion level up cards. Level up cards, bronze and silver level up cards. What are we doing with them? They're just sitting there.
Yeah, we cannot even sell them.
See for them. Exactly. I think it's crappy.
Honestly, I would rather have coins than these level up cards. At least I can open equipment packs.
Exactly. But we can't use these level up cards for anything. Nothing. As they would say in our Jamaican language. Not a damn thing.
Well, then you already mentioned free to play, and here we have a very big segment. We just came off the Christmas sales, the Christmas holidays, and then basically leading into New Year's or New Year's sales. Because there was almost nothing that we could obtain for souls, it was literally all cash. What's your take on that? How did you enjoy the holidays in MK Mobile in 2020?
There was nothing to enjoy for the holidays in MK Mobile. But in truth and in fact, I was tempted to buy that $10 pack for me, and I said, no way. No way. There are a couple times I looked at it and I said, I was very tempted, but I said, no. It's very disappointing. Persons have been saving souls for months. Come on.
Yeah.
It's the holidays. It's a time of giving.
Exactly, yeah, I mean, we got 50 souls each day for the time period between 24th and 27, I think. So that's 50 souls each day for free, which is not bad. On the other hand, given how many packs do you need to open to get a card that you want, 50 souls means nothing. It's basically they paid for a few refreshes in the tower.
Exactly.
Like one refresh in the tower was free.
I was very disappointed, Casey, because I was expecting that MK Mobile would have given us something for the Christmas holidays. Because I have been saving up some souls, and I was really looking to just basically blow it all on Christmas Day. I think it's a very inconsiderate, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sure other games would have gone ahead to done something for their players on that day, give them something special. We got nothing. I think the game is moving in the wrong direction here, and if we're not careful, very soon MK Mobile will be a pay-to-win game. Because everything is so centered around cash these days.
I really gotta say, man, I mean, I understand that they want to make their bucks with the game, at least they're providing for the game and programming and designing and all that stuff. Although I would have at least expected that maybe then once the Christmas holidays are over, that they drop a normal pack, 400 souls, but with Shang Tsung in it, you know, MK11 Shang Tsung. Drop rate, let's say 5%, you know, to be a little bit more generous than the obligatory trashy 3 or 4 in best case. Make it 5 to 7% chance to unlock MK11 Shang Tsung, 400 souls for the pack. Then on the final day, even if you just have it up for 24 hours, that's fine by me, you know? At least we would have then gotten a pack where we could invest the souls that we've been saving up for weeks and months, as you said. And we got nothing of that sort. All we got was paywall packs, or then the other packs during Christmas, like Strike Force or something, was on sale for a few days and stuff like that. But those are the regular ones who are rotating in the store anyway.
Exactly. And I think I do understand that it's a business and that, hey, money has to be made, but there has to be a balance. And when you consider the market that's out there, come on, let's take a look at it. You have a large market in terms of free-to-play players. I'm sure without those free-to-play players, most people would not be playing the game, but come on, accommodate them in some way.
Yeah.
For New Year's, nothing.
Yeah.
If they had, I would be fine if they gave for Christmas that new pack at $9. That's good. And for New Year's, they say, okay, let's roll out some packs or some souls.
No.
Increased chances.
Yeah, like huge New Year sale. Every pack in there is on sale for 50% off. Choose your pack. Choose your poison, basically.
Exactly. But nothing. I gave them the benefit of the doubt that, hey, something is coming new.
Yeah. Or New Year's Day, you know, like they open up a challenge out of nowhere that's saying Classic Noob Saibot. Something of the sort where you can get a new character in the challenge. Or even MK11 Shang Tsung in the challenge for a change, you know? You can still make it Elder difficulty like they did back then with Jade. just instead that she was gold back then or so, and Raiden and Cabal, of course, as well. But just, hey, come on, it's the new year. Come on, let's give us like one Elder difficulty, obtain MK11 Shang Tsung, at least one copy, that we can play him.
Yeah, even for just say 24 hours, they put up a tower or a challenge, or the guys gotta go at it, get your copy of Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
But it also shows to me that we cannot say for sure what NRS or MK Mobile is going to do.
Yeah.
Nothing is guaranteed in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like when people on my channel ask me, is like, oh, I have a few souls, what should I do with them? I usually would recommend wait till Christmas, wait till Halloween, wait till 4th of July, wait till Black Friday or something, just to have the maximum payout for the souls invested, because the stuff goes on sale. Now with Christmas, it's like there was nothing. Now with New Year's, there was nothing, it's like, what am I supposed to recommend? It's like a random, just wait until some pack goes on sale, whenever that may be.
And the hard thing about that is that there are towers in between or events that come up that you need to build your roster.
Exactly.
So you have to end up inevitably spending your souls or the souls that you have on these packs with low drop rates, and then bam, they might drop something on you when you least expect it.
Yeah, exactly. Once all your souls are gone, then the pack comes. But if you're just saving up and holding on to them until something comes, then you have like 20k souls and nothing happened.
Nothing happened. So we can't even say for sure this year that, hey, anniversary, we're gonna get something. Just like last year, where they gave us guaranteed diamond.
Yeah, that was quite expensive, but still, it was a guaranteed one for 1,000 something souls.
Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, better than what we got here during these holidays. This one was just trash.
Complete trash, trust me. But they're doing a lot of good stuff, but I think there's some stuff that they need to work on. First of all, the bugs. First of all, I think they need to provide us with some guaranteed sales as it pertains to getting characters and so forth. Fix the Android survivor mode. I think there are a lot of shooters on Android currently. Fix that, fix the bugs, make the drop rates better, bring some gold challenge cards, for heaven's sake. We haven't received one in like forever. And everything is becoming diamond. Everything's a diamond card.
Yeah.
Bring some 3D era cards out that are gold cards,
Yeah, I would love a gold Havoc. Or Ashra or something, or Serena.
Yeah, or what's that one again? Meat cap or something like that. Bring that.
Mocap.
Yeah. Bring mocap. Bring Striker. Bring any one of those guys. Blaze. I would love to see Onaga in this game.
Oh yes, Onaga then as the next big thing in Relic Hunt.
That would just be awesome. And his passive is basically characters they cannot die. His R, you cannot die.
It's like you need to kill Onaga first before you can knock out the others.
Yeah, that would be a great one. I hope NRS is going to listen to this, or MK Mobile, and work on that one for us.
So let's move on to the state of MK Mobile right now. What do you think about where the game is actually right now and where it is heading? Do you see there is a bright future, or are more on the critical side by seeing so many people fed up quitting the game, being just sick of the constant paywalls and the little amount of support when it comes to fixing issues? Do you think there might be improvement in the future, or will it just get worse and worse?
Casey, that's a very good question. It's hard to say. In my opinion, I think the game, based on what they've done so far, I've seen them made positive steps. They've listened to the community, because they gave us Shang Tsung, and also they gave us Noob Saibot. Yeah, those are two positive steps they've made. They also gave us something to fight for in Faction Wars, even though it needs a lot of fixing, needs to have that revamped. As I said, they made one step forward and two steps backward. One can only just wait and see. I would just say, as I live by this, you can just expect the worst and hope for the best.
That is a very, very beautiful close-up on that one. Well then, final, what are your wishes for the future? Which characters would you like to see? What kind of game modes do you think would be cool? What would you enjoy playing in MK Mobile in the near future? Let's say, like, if you could have like 3 wishes directed to the developers and they would fulfill them, what would have to happen?
Alright, first one is fix the bugs in the game.
Man, that's so sad. Imagine you have 3 wishes and your first wish is make it work.
Yeah.
I understand you though. I mean, I totally get it. You know, it's the way it is at the moment. You know, we are so swamped with things that are not working properly, that you literally just wish that you finally could play the thing as it was intended without having to constantly work yourself around certain bugs, use characters according to bugs, you know, avoid characters that have a certain bug, you know, like how many people are avoiding using MK11 Sub-Zero in the tower because he freezes their game and they lose an attempt, you know, just all these things that are not working and putting the player into a disadvantage.
Yes, and as you spoke of that, we recently had Trimmer. We couldn't use Trimmer in survival mode as well because of the bug.
Yeah, I ran into that one too.
It's like having a microwave and you can't even use the microwave as it should because something might go wrong. It might burn your place down, or food might get splashed up all in the microwave, or something bad is going to happen.
Let's just say, like, you can buy the microwave dish, but there is definitely a piece of metal in there and you know that, and you cannot take it out. In other words, you cannot put it into the microwave because of the metal. Even though it's designed for microwaves, you cannot use it because you know it will just blow up the whole thing.
You hit it right, the hammer right on the nail head. So I'd love to see the bugs fixed. Secondly, I'd love to see some Elder Gods, and for heaven's sake, buff up the Elder Gods, man. Elder Gods are powerful. Shinnok is being done a lot of injustice.
Absolutely true. Yeah, we definitely need the corrupted version. Then they absolutely can make a diamond. That would be justified. We need a strong Shinnok.
Definitely. That is long overdue. We need a strong Shinnok. Bring some more characters into the game that the community wants. Let's have a balance between the diamond characters and the gold characters. I think these updates are taking way too long.
Maybe like one thing that you don't get sellbacks, you know, as soon as you would complete a tower or so and you would get the reward, that there will be definitely a guaranteed drop or fusion based on a character that you have not completed yet.
Exactly, and if it's a case where there is a sellback, they give you an option to choose between 1 or 2 players that you'd like.
No.
So you can choose. Same for equipments as well. But I'd love to see that going forward in the future, and I'd love to see more characters, basically. I'd love to see a Fire God Liu Kang. I'd love to see a Serena. I'd love to see Chameleon.
Oh, nice one.
And yeah, I'd love to see a Chameleon. And I'd love Rain in the game. I need Rain.
Rain? Okay.
Yeah, he's on my wish list.
One thing is kind of weird. Somehow I have this wish to see Mavado in the game, but done properly. I think, like, design-wise, he was kind of cool. Just that they didn't flesh him out good enough already back then in the 3D era. And that's why people didn't really like him that much. If they would really do something amazing with him, I mean, you see that it works. For example, with Baraka. If you look at MK11 Baraka, who was a big Baraka fan before? You know, most people didn't care for Baraka. Now that he's this real cool badass in MK11, everybody is really on board with Baraka and has a respect fighting against Baraka. Before he was just a jobber, now he's a cool character. You could do the same thing with Ashra, with Mavado, with Suhao, Dramin, Moloch, you know, all these characters that have not had a very good reputation. I mean, it's kind of hard to do that with mocap in general, but he was never intended to be like a full-fledged on player anyway. He was like a tribute character. So in general, you could do so much just by really transforming them into the modern day era
Yeah, that's true. And I think one of the reasons why persons have a lot more respect for Baraka now is that you actually got a backstory on what his clan is like and so forth.
Mm.
I think the more you give a backstory on where these characters are coming from, what they're all about, what their race is all about, because there's so much in MK Mobile that is not being explored.
Mm.
They just changed Sindel's story. We heard that the comics wasn't canon.
Yeah, now comics are no longer canon, and then they Dominic Giancarlo was kind of taking it back a little and said, like, it's canon if we make it canon in the game, which is logical because that's the way it works, you know, like you can take elements from a different medium, let's be it a movie or another game, and then suddenly incorporate it into the actual game and make it like a real diehard canon thing without any doubts. Yeah, but it was a bummer then first to see comics are not canon at all, and everybody was confused. Where are we actually based on the lore? What can we even trust? Does it even make sense to read a bio anymore?
No, it doesn't. You know, they have a lot to work with, a lot to build on. They have Takeda, the new generation. We still don't know a lot about Edenia.
It's a very interesting point when you look at Takeda, because like if you look at it from MKX perspective, from the combat kits he was the most popular one, and who do they bring back? They bring Cassie and Jackie. Yay! You know, like you have a character that works, that is kind of popular, that fans embrace, and then you just ignore them for the next game.
Exactly.
It kind of makes no sense to me.
Makes no sense. Build on his story. Let's know what happened. Let's see something about what his mom. Did she powers? I don't know. Was she a regular woman? Give us a backstory. Let's see what happened. You know, that kind of thing. I would love to see a story mode in MK Mobile. I'd love to see a story mode.
You mean something more interactive beyond quest mode?
Yes, and I'd love if they would bring in the intros into MK Mobile like they have in the normal game. That would make the game so more exciting, man.
True, but also imagine the file size.
I know.
If you do that for every character, and while we're at it, then how about fatalities? You know, we would love to have those too. And then soon we will have like a 3 GB MK Mobile again.
Oh, as we're on that point, do something to battle mode. It's the one mode in the game that we've had forever, and nothing has changed. Battle mode is horrible. I mean, I would like to complete my FOS, but trust me, I can't complete it because I hardly play battle mode. It's not that interesting. I realized that they took out some of the arrows that they would use for fatalities in the mode. You don't need to do that anymore. Once you're finished, the character that was being featured goes ahead and do the fatality without you to have to go into slashing the arrow the direction goes.
Yeah.
But apart from that, they need to do something to battle mode. I think it's outdated and they need to make it more interesting, because apart from that, I'm not going to pick OS.
No.
Sorry.
Well, I would say that closes off that segment very nicely. I would say we are on long enough already. Some closing thoughts, like what are your plans for your channel? Especially like where can people find your channel? Where can people find you on Twitter? Just leave all the addresses and basically do your plug so that people know where they can look you up. And just to say it already, I will also include all the links in the description below. So that now I'm just giving you the final word, and you can close out this podcast.
Well, I must say, first of all, that I'm really honored to have done a podcast with you, Casey. Really, really honored. I really love your work. I think that you're one of the most hardworking YouTubers, most meticulous YouTubers, MK Mobile YouTubers. I hope that your channel grows a lot more. You deserve so much more. The time, the effort, and the patience that you put into your work, it's really admirable. I can't say that about a lot of others, but you stand out.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. As it pertains to my channel, you can find me on Twitter. It's SanoJ D, and you can also subscribe to my channel as well as SanoJ D Gaming. Also, as Casey said, it's in the link description. Going forward, Casey, I just plan on making some videos, having some real fun with these new characters that are coming out once they're available. I plan on doing some battles in the Cold War Tower and Survivor mode. So whatever comes up, I'll be there. share my knowledge with persons, beginners, intermediate players, and veterans alike. So there's lots of content to come. It's just that I haven't been dropping videos as I should because of the holidays and family stuff. But there's lots more to come from me. Just taking a break to refresh myself and get stuff together.
All right, then thank you very much for being on the podcast this time. Everybody who was listening, thank you for sitting through this episode with us. We will, of course, be back with some more Kombat Talks Blood in the future. But for now, I think we are closing this one here. Everybody have a great day, have a great night wherever you may be. Yeah, I would say that's basically all from us today. Have a good one. Good night, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you for tuning in once again. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. In case you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button twice just to make sure. And if you want to support the channel a little further, please consider joining the Patreon family of KC Mobile Gaming. You can already do that with as little as just $1 a month. And also follow me on social media like Twitter and Facebook. You will find all the necessary information in the description below of every video. If you want to see more content, then why don't you just click on one of those two videos here. Thank you for your support. Have a good one. Casey over and out for today.